All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to stream. Oh my god. Half alive. Hello. It's you again. Yeah, I know, unfortunately. Hi. Hello. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to stream. How am I? I'm doing all right, Millie. How about yourself? How we all doing today? Hi, Fangs. Hello. 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 Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to stream. You're doing good? You're doing good? That's excellent. Excellent, excellent. We'd love to see it. Missed you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Like the title says, today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about isometric perspective. So we're going to be talking about how to draw that kind of thing. So we're going to be working on a little scene with a poll that I definitely didn't post too late last night. But we are going to be drawing a greenhouse in isometric perspective. Corin, yes, it's my son. It's Corin. Yeah, I play as Corin in Violet, so it's definitely gonna eat Tin. He might. But yes, we're gonna be talking about isometric perspective. I'll give you once again, I want the tutorial to be kind of brief, just because it's gonna be a whole scene, and I do want to try and get to color this time, because last time I didn't get to do that. So I want to try and at least finish the lines and get to some kind of shading this time. So I'm gonna get the tutorial out of the way fairly quickly. But before we get to that, give me a second, because I have lost my tabs here. Those of you who have been here for long enough, you guys know the stream. But you guys know the drill, because if you didn't know, our growing community is filled with tons of art nerds, and we art nerds have to stick together. So if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check out the links to our social media in the description below, and check out our website for our class offerings, where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because we're not just a YouTube channel, we are an art school too. So if you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like emotes and sub badges, or supporting us on Patreon for as low as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like my working files, critique sessions, class recordings, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots, so be sure to check those out before they are gone. Alright, sick. But before we get to the actual drawing portion, before we get to that, we have the submissions! We've got art submissions for this week. It is December. This means that we have a new theme. I'm doing alright. I am alive, and that's what matters. Finals is slowly killing me, but that's okay. But yes, it is December, which means there is a new art theme. We have moved on from weapon design. We are now on to ice and fire. Remind me, Joanne, I think that's it. We are moving on to ice and fire as our theme this time around. This first one by Evianon, we've seen a few times. We've seen her a few times. Finals week. I got finals weeks. Where my final exam is on the 9th, so. But this is Frost and Fire, thank you! It's Frost and Fire! This is a beautiful one. I love the detail of the little icy heart surrounded by the flaming body. This is a really, really fun one. I can't zoom in because this layout won't allow me to, but I like the roughness of it. I like how loose that feels. You've got the bones coming out the arms. Big fan of how you... I'm glad that you actually did draw in the the radius and ulna in there. You got your metacarpal. Anyway, but this is a really, really nice one. Very well done. Loving the scratchiness of this one. Alright, next one is by Isiobe on the Discord. They posted two versions of this one with without line art and one with. I think it adds more when you add the line art on, personally. I think that it makes it solidifies it a little bit more, kind of makes it feel a little bit more unified, so I'm a really big fan of the line work. This is super cute. I like the kind of warm, like, bundled up character next to this character that's almost looks like an ice cube Pokemon. But this is a really cute one. I like the silliness of this one, because usually this artist, we've seen this artist a couple times, usually their work is very serious, or a little bit more, what's it called? A little bit more dark, I think. Like every time that I see ICO submit, it's a little bit more edgy. So it's very fun, edgy in a good way. So I'm like, I think that this one's a little bit more fun. It's a very different direction that their work is taking, and I like this one a lot. So well done. Thank you for submitting. This next one is by KK in the Discord. They submitted 2 different icons. Usually if somebody submits more than one thing, I only pick one. But this one came in a pair because it was like a frost profile picture and like a fiery profile picture. I like the simplicity of these. I think it's kind of fun. You have like a fiery cheetah and you've got like an icy wolf on the other side. I like that kind of juxtaposition between the two of them. I think it's really, really cute. Very well done. Thank you for submitting. And then this one, another traditional work this week by Titus in the Discord. I think this is the last one as well. Yeah, it is. This one is by Titus in the Discord. Love this character with a little fireball coming off their hands. I'm always a big fan of a big coat. A big flowy coat. Well done. I love markers. I love working with markers. I should really start to work with markers again. I wanted to get back into ink as well, so hopefully we'll get to do that soon. But this is a really, really fun one. I love the little fiery bits that come off. Like it is frost and fire, you know, you take that as you will. And I like that this character kind of is in like almost like a wintry coat with like their fire powers. So like maybe they're used to being in a cold temperature area with the little fire power. But very well done. Excellent work. There wasn't too many submissions this time just because like it's literally December 2nd, so that you had one day for the theme change. So obviously there will be more next week. But remember to join this. Remember to join the Discord, !Discord, so you can submit your stuff on the Art Submissions channel, and hopefully hopefully you'll get me to review it next week. But okay, thank you so much to everybody who submitted. Thank you so much for all the people who were featured, and for those who weren't, thank you for submitting anyway. But all right. So, asymmetric perspective, which is technically not called isometric perspective. No, stop. Alright. I have slight notes over here. I can just very quickly... Only got in because there was only so many to pick from. Evianon, you of all people should know that that's not true. I've picked you multiple times. Which doesn't happen frequently. Using Photoshop. I've chosen to just stick with Photoshop. So like Fridays is Photoshop Fridays, and then both Iggy and Vanessa prefer to use Clip, so Clip Studio is on Sundays. It just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more organized. Isometric perspective or projection. I have inspiration to draw something for the prompt this month. Right now I have to finish this project for art class. I feel that I still have an assignment that I have to finish that's due tonight. And then I have another one that's due on Monday. And then I have an exam. Great! Photoshop Fridays, it's cheating alliteration. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. We'll just it's alliteration in our hearts. You're cutting it close? Oh yeah. Don't be like me. I haven't started this. Don't be like me. My stress could never. I am literally in a constant state of stress. Like you will not find me in a state where I'm not stressed. Oh, you're the one who sent the Cord and Scribbles. Thank you. The player for Scribbles loves that, by the way. He thought it was super cute. No school on Fridays, all the time to watch you. Vibes. All right, isometric perspective or projection. So isometric perspective or projection, right? Artists have kind of turned it into isometric perspective, but really it's called isometric projection. It's not true perspective because it's not true to life. So you'll never look down at something and go like, oh, it's isometric, because really it's not. Isometric perspective or isometric projection is used for design schematics. So if you've ever been to like IKEA, or if you've ever been to like, if you've ever seen like blueprints or something like that, you might actually see them in isometric projection, because it is it's a very mathematical way of illustrating. Artists have just kind of adopted it to like video games and stuff like that. So if I was to draw like a cube in isometric perspective, like if I was to very quickly do this, cube or rectangular prism, whatever. Right? That's right. I believe that's correct. Hang on. Yes. Yes, I believe so. Yes. Right? Hang on. Maybe that's not right. Give me a second. Because, okay, how I know it, another way that I know it is if you do this. This should be 120 degrees, 120 degrees, 120 degrees. Right. Okay. 60 is not 30. See, but they're saying like it's 30 over here. They're like, oh, it's always at a 30-degree angle. Oh, no, I see what they mean. Okay, my bad. No, I get it. Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay, so it's 60 here. I read a diagram wrong. So, yeah, 60, 120, because it should add up to 360. 120, 120, 240 plus 60. Yeah, okay, you're right. So this is 60 degrees here. This is also 60 degrees here. So isometric projection . So all angles are kept at 120 degrees or 60 degrees. Remains in a locked angle. Oh no, my spelling is struggling today. Okay, that's what I thought. Parallel para. Yeah, parallel to those. So with isometric projection, all angles are kept at 120 degrees and 60 degrees, and or 60 degrees, right? So the acute angles, the shorter ones, will be kept at 60 degrees. The obtuse ones are kept at 120. It remains in a locked angle, so there are no vanishing points, which is why it's not true to life perspective, right? So, like, you know how if we have, like, 2-point perspective, we have, like, our horizon line, like this, and if we wanted to draw the top of a cube, we do that. Right? And these lines, these angles are not all parallel. They'll like intersect at these vanishing points. Unlike isometric projection, where all of these sides are all parallel, all of these sides are all parallel, all of these sides are all parallel, right? It's a locked angle. They will not change whatsoever. Right? So it remains at a locked angle, no vanishing points. They are all parallel to one another. Right? So we want to make sure. I've wanted to ask you this, Jessie, but I find that I art incredibly slowly. You have tips for drawing faster? Yes, I gave some of my friends that tip yesterday, actually. So, to get faster, you need to, try and make your, like, first line the correct one. Like, draw with the intention of making the first line the correct one. And try not to rely on your eraser too much. That's another one. So, if you... How I work, right? And also just to, like, not be afraid of mistakes. I feel like that's the biggest one. When I illustrate, what my exercise was I would take a sketchbook, I would take a drawing utensil that doesn't erase, like a brush pen or a pen or whatever, right? And I draw patrons on a bus. So A, it's a bus, bumpy. B, the patrons on the bus, they could be there for 30 seconds, they could be there for 30 minutes. I have no clue. So the only way for me to be able to draw them in that fixed pose is to draw as quick as possible. Because I'm using something that can't erase, I have no choice. I have to either make it correct on the first try, or I just live with my mistakes, right? Makes it a lot easier that way. And then eventually you kind of just train yourself to stop making mistakes. It's a weird, it's a weird way of working, but it's how I found that I started to get faster. And then also accepting challenges, learning how to really quickly analyze what it is that you're drawing. It's a good one. Yeah, life drawing on transit. Yeah. That's my favorite way of doing it. I need to start doing that again, because I don't really take public transit as often anymore. So, I'll probably learn to do that again. Just for fun. But okay. It's not true perspective, it's not true to life. Used for design schematics. Whole angles, all parallel lines. Right, so these are frequently... Isometric projection is frequently used in games and design schematics, but design schematics are what came first. Right, schematics are its origins, which is why it's so mathematical, which is why we have, like, all these angles, and all these different... yeah, it's why we have all these angles. And why we have specific measurements, because it is originally used for design schematics. So... And that's it. That's quite literally all the lesson work we have for today. I didn't want to make this too long. There really isn't much to teach. It's literally just, oh hey, it's kept at this angle. It will be fixed at this angle and will not move. That's literally all the isometric projection is. So let's get into the drawing portion. It's really not like I really didn't have much to teach today. So let's actually get into the drawing portion really quickly, really early, so that I have more. Isometric tutorial. Imagine up and to the left. Pretty well. Pretty much. Just drawing you, stranger. Don't mind me. Oh, no. It's better if you just don't tell them. I mean, sometimes if you want to tell them, you can. But, like, yo, hi, Kay. Like, I mean, if you want to tell them that you're drawing them, that's fine. But, like, most of the time people don't actually mind being drawn. Like, I remember I was drawing this guy on the bus once, and he noticed that I was drawing him. And he was like, oh, you're drawing me? Okay, let me stay still. I was like, oh, thank you. Something with curves, like barrels or something. Here's the fun thing, Evian. Oh, I've been trying to do the get sturdy dance, but I'm out of shape. I'm drenched in a weed and sweat. Valid. I need to, like... Oh my god. I need to start working out again. I miss it. Here's the fun thing about drawing anything curved. I've also never danced before in your life. Oh, yeah. I used to take dance when I was a kid. I was a gymnast at one point too, so I was really flexible. It's been a while. I feel like also if you tell them you put pressure on yourself to do better, which doesn't help. Yeah. Yeah, so like literally just don't tell anybody. So here's the fun thing about wheels is like once you have like or circular things, if you have this, you know, make a cross, find that intersection. So you find all of this. The edges of your circle should touch all of these edges. All of these sides. And then it should come down to a third of these lines. Circle. And that's what your circles should look like. That's it. It's actually quite easy. Read your comic, say hello, Grayson. Wasn't prepared for some of the pages. Lol, that's literally how it should be. Woo! Haven't updated that comic in long time. Ivy. The third of the cross lines, I didn't have that hint before. Yeah. Yeah, no, maybe one day I'll work on Grayson again. I have quite literally not had the time. I'm kind of like not happy that I haven't had the time, but no vanishing points. Love it. Yeah. Oz, stop. Love my comic. Thank you. Because I do want to get back into it. I haven't had the time. I haven't had the motivations. I'm just like my what's it called? Like my style of working has changed, and like the way that I speed through things has changed a little bit. So I'm like, gotta find my way to actually enjoy working on it completely again. Because I'm like, I kind of want to do other things at the moment. My best friend came to me today and was like, I was going through your comic to see like how you do your panels, and like some of the comments on it are like on the last page, some of the comments on it are like, did you die? I'm like, no, I'm still here. I became friends with you just so I'd learn what happens in Grayson. Alright, Oz. I mean, I could make this like a perfect cube. Oopsies. It's jokes because I did tell you what happens in Grayson, right? Like I did tell you what my planned plot was. I feel like I did. Like very, very briefly. Okay, so what we're drawing today, by the way, is a greenhouse. If you didn't know. So I'm going to be drawing a greenhouse interior. I'm just kind of looking at greenhouses for a second, so I know what to do. Oh wait, that was a really pretty... You did, so now I'm settled. Tell me, y'all, how are you doing, chat? How was your week? How have you been? Hang on, I know I have a greenhouse saved in here that I really liked. It's on my phone. Stop! How has your week been, chat? How have you been faring? I have been just barely surviving. I saw Strange World, the new Disney animated movie. It was fine. Yeah, I heard that like a lot of people were saying that it was actually kind of fresh, but like compared to like Disney's usual stuff, but like its advertising has been awful, so like nobody knows about it. Great, almost done with final stuff. I'm working on some cosplay. Nice. Had an exam almost every day I'm living, I guess. Oh, I feel that, yeah. Not too bad getting exam results back, so that's been scary. Yeah, no, my exams... I have one on the 9th. It's my anatomy exam. It's for, human form and function. So I get to... Like, I have my exam review on the Monday, and then my exam's on the Friday. At, like, 8 a.m. So I'm still streaming that day. I guess I'll be struggling a little. Need a big portfolio for all the projects we did. Class, and there's a math test? Yikes. Have I seen the Mario movie trailer? Yes, I have. My boyfriend sent it to me. And I was like, oh shoot. Charlie Day did amazing as Luigi. Or he seems to have done really good as Luigi. Math exam on the 9th? Yikes. Yeah, 8 a.m. See, I have to go to get to class. That's like an hour and a half away. So I'm like, I'm gonna be struggling a little. You didn't know about the Mario movie, Em? This has been talked about for years. For a while, or at least a year. Doing good, huge math test. Planning on continuing on painting. I started back in September. Never got back to working on it. This is my plan for the weekend. Nice. My plan for the weekend is to sleep. Finally sleep. Feeling chibi today. I'm uncertain what that means, but I'm glad. I'm happy for you. See, all these greenhouse doors are like... I can't see any... All these greenhouse doors are so boring. Sleep. Love that plan. I'm taking it. Alright. Didn't please give me info on it. You can literally just Google it. Oops. Oh, I should also save this file though. Have I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? Like the show? No. I'm one of the last human beings who has not watched Avatars. I apologize. Googling it. Excellent. Bought my tablet 1 year ago now. Still haven't used it at all. When I tried to learn CSP, my hand, it yelled at me. Stop. Yeah, digital is weird to learn when you first start, but as long as you're having fun with it, that's all that matters. Especially if you're just starting out. You gotta find the love for it first before you actually, like, you know, get into the rougher stuff. See, part of me loves isometric perspective, and then another part of me hates it. Because I'm like... My brain wants to fight with me every time that I do isometric, because it's like, oh no, this is wrong. This is not correct perspective, because it's all, like, angled exactly the same, and that's not how perspective works. And I'm like, oh, like, that's kind of how I gotta do it, though. Like, that's what isometric is. To flip this vertically, yes. Don't mind me as I just fix this entire room. Alright. Watch the Avatar original show? Yeah, no, I mean, I might. Yeah, no, the original one? Yeah, no, I haven't watched it. I grew up making isometric games. It was 100% me making it up. Yup. Started digital art a while ago, but it just seems like I'm getting worse. If you have an eye, if you have the eye to tell that you aren't improving, or if you have the eye to see that you're like, oh, I'm getting worse, it just means that your visual, like, library and your standards are growing. So that just means you need to grow to match that. So this, like, do studies, practice in different styles, maybe you'll find ways that you like working better, right? If you think that you're getting worse, it means that your standards are growing. So you need to match that. Just how to draw digitally, please. Draw what you love first, and then get into the hard stuff. So generally one of the best written animated shows just in general. No, I know. Every time that I see it, everyone's like, oh, it's so good. It's super good. I love that style. I love the animation. I've seen clips. I think the humor's great. I just haven't actually watched it yet. Started experimenting with Blender. It's so confusing. Getting there very slowly. I used Blender yesterday. Oz can attest. You watched me do it painstakingly and slowly. It was like, because I needed to do a background for an assignment that's coming up. And I was like, I refuse to draw this background. So I was like, I will just model it. Nightbot's a robot? Yes. It's literally called Nightbot. Everybody uses Nightbot. I tried Blender, it did not go well. I'm just kind of lucky that I have, like, background in 3D modeling already. Like, I know how to... I used to work in Maya, Autodesk Maya for schools, so I'm like, I do kind of know how to model, but, like, do I like it? No. Bots come in two forms, Night and Moo. True. I do like Moobot. I just like that it's called that. Use Blender to make the pattern for the head of my cosplay. Nice! Might fall asleep during the live. You're all good, man. I understand the need for sleep. Okay, I've spent so long doing this door, I don't know what I'm doing for everything else. I need a roof on this, too. If you have any other angle in an isometric illustration, like if you're doing a roof and you need an angle that looks like this, it will always be, whoops, it will always be parallel. There is never a point when an angle will not be parallel with another angle. This is just a sketch, but it's like, it's so, like, exact that I'm just like, eh. This is why I don't work in isometrics very frequently, because it's just, it's too much. What plants will I add? Good question. I will figure that out. It's a room interior. It's the interior of the room. Okay, I'll figure that out later. Isometric just hurts my head to draw. Oh yeah, no, my head is hurting right now. Of all the perspective that I love doing, this is not one of them, but it's okay. Please make it aesthetically pleasing. I will do my best. Making this up as she goes. Yep. It's how I always do it. See, I'm seeing some greenhouses with like... Okay, hang on. Let's try... this. Maybe... Can't stop seeing it as a levitating house. What if I did this? Or actually, no, because what I was planning on doing was this kind of magic. Now can you see that as a floor? Corn in a greenhouse would be weird. Yeah. I'm not putting corn in the greenhouse. Join late. What's an isometric space? An isometric. So glad you asked. Isometric perspective or projection is not true perspective because it's not true to life. It is used for design schematics. So isometric projection is where all angles are kept at either 120 degrees or 60 degrees. It remains at a locked angle, so there's no vanishing points, and they're all parallel lines. There you go. Isometric spaces. It's in the bottom of a box. Yeah. The best thing about foliage is you don't need to worry. Now looks at the blender textures on the downside. Alright, well then I can't help you. Yeah, that's the joys of isometric. Is that it is so, like, it's... I like isometric perspective, don't get me wrong. I really do like isometric perspective. I personally just don't like drawing in it. I think that, like... I like actual perspective too much, that, like, isometric feels wrong, and I'm just like, man, it feels like I'm being limited in a way that I don't want to be limited. No, you're totally fine. Isometric is really weird. Really tempted to try isometric, but it hurts my brain just to look at it. Oh, 100%. It hurts mine, too. I'm drawing it currently, and it hurts my brain. Are the lines parallel in perspective like isometric or different? They're different. So with actual perspective, you have vanishing points that everything will go towards here. Let me actually... Okay, so this is the scene that I modeled for a background recently, right? If I was to grab these sides, like none of these sides are parallel. This is 3-point perspective. So all of these lines will have a converging point, right? All of these angles have a converging point somewhere, right? None of them are exactly the same angle, because we're looking down onto something. This is true perspective. It's not isometric or anything like that, right? If I was to take... oh, actually. Is it in... Oh, no, but I know where this one is. Ha ha! If I was to take this one, right, this is 3-point perspective. So these angles, like that are right here, will all converge at some point. Like these sides, at some point will converge. Notice that their angles, this one and this one, are not the same. At some point, down, like all the way down here somewhere, they will converge, right? It's not all the same. Same thing with these sideways ones, right? They're not the same. At some point, they will converge together, right? They'll all go in. It's like, it'll be super far away, but they'll all be, like, converging at some point. And same with these ones, right? Oh, I already said that. Oh, these ones. There we go. Same with these ones, right? This angle. Eventually, they will all converge to a point, right? You notice that this angle is completely different from, like, this one, right? At some point, they'll converge all the way to the back over there. That's true perspective. True perspective, at some point, all of your angles will converge. Isometric, they don't at all. They will remain separate no matter what. We keep coming back to the D&D perspective. It's my recent one. It's my most recent one. I don't have the time to do really big pieces very frequently, so I'm like, that's the best one that I can show at the moment. Got a B on a Spanish test. Nice. We'd love to see it. My work looks flat, but that's a good shot. Perspective must help for 3D feels. Oh yeah, that's exactly what perspective does. Perspective is meant to make a piece feel like it's in a 3D space. So pretty, thank you. I also like that one. I think that one's one... I guess that's why I keep on coming back to it. That's one that I actually do really like. So there can be 2 points of convergence for 3-point perspective, horizontal and vertical. Yes, well, 3-point perspective, there's 3 points of conversion because there's 3 vanishing points. That's why it's called 3-point. There are 3 vanishing points. Then 4-point, there are 4 vanishing points. 5-point, there's 5, right? 4-point is fisheye, by the way. 4 and 5-point are both fisheye. Do people think it's weird to drink a glass of milk by itself, no food or nothing? Because I do that. People on the internet think... I think milk is fine. Drinking milk on its own is fine. Some people find that disgusting. I'm totally cool with that. Like, I do that too. I did that yesterday, technically. I've done a video on 1 point I'm working on right now, but it's not looking great. Yes, we have actually. Joanne, if you can find that, thank you. But yeah, we have 100%. We've done 1 point. Vegetation. There is vegetation. Yes. I like big veggie pathways. I want to eat the plants there, same. Here's the fun thing about, like, organic shapes in perspective is that you can really mess around and you can't draw them wrong. So it's like, that's why I like drawing greenhouses and big perspective pieces with plants in them, because I'm like, yes, can't mess this one up. There is literally no way to. Thank you, Joanne. Drawing of the building is messing with me. My brain is flipping around to make it look inside than I was looking at it from the top bottom. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's weird. Isometric is weird. Has anyone here played the new Pokemon game? I'm not going to spoil anything because it's still pretty new. So I won't say anything about the story. Anyone played it? Me? Sick. How to make the brushes look so natural? I use Kyle brushes. Kyle brushes are to die for. So you can somehow get your hand on Kyle T. Webster brushes, you're set. No, but I've seen someone play it. Vibes. Only 2 left on my desks. Nice. Charter has a lot of bugs. Oh, yeah. Is it easier to draw on Procreate or on Photoshop? That's up to you. So I personally, I like Procreate. I think it's too simple for me. Like, I far prefer Clip Studio and Photoshop. Like, in terms of, like, Clip versus Photoshop, I do prefer Photoshop just because I'm used to it. But it's really up to you. Like, I know some people who actually prefer Procreate over Clip. I know some people who prefer, like, Medibang over Clip and Photoshop. There's an artist I know, they prefer working with Microsoft Paint. They tried working in Clip, they tried working in Medibang, but they couldn't get used to it. So they actually like working in Microsoft Paint. So it's really up to the artist, whatever you think feels better for you. Use Critty, got used to it, valid, yeah. Oh, the bushes! My bad. Yeah, no, the bushes is just make it frantic. Draw as frantic as you can. Try not to make it too, like, methodical. Like, if you can just kind of work frantically and not try and, like, control everything, it tends to look a lot better. Procreate is easier to learn and use. Photoshop is better overall. It's true. Yeah. Like, I think Procreate is really beginner-friendly. I think Procreate is a really good beginner-friendly program. But if you compare it to, like, Clip or Photoshop, it just doesn't have the same amount of, like, versatility as the two of those. Use SAI. Oof. I never used SAI, actually. I grew up on Photoshop. So, like, I've actually never properly got into SAI. Still use SAI because it's been with me for years. That's valid, you know. It just use whatever you think works the best for you, right? It's not, there's no like set, like, oh, you have to use this, or you have to use that. Use whatever feels right to you. Currently looking at naturalistic greenhouses, or naturalistic houses with pretty trees. I grew up using SAI, it's fine, valid. I have some people who are, I knew a girl and she loved using SAI, like she preferred it over like every other program she used. I struggle with trees for whatever reason. Trees are actually harder to draw than some people think. It's like, oh, it's just a tree. And it's actually quite tough if you don't really know how to do. Krita, I'd say, is actually good. See, the thing with Krita is that it's not bad. It's not a bad program at all. It's just, it's tough to use if you've used other things first, and then it's hard to get out of if it's your first program. I know an artist, and he like hasn't, like, he can't switch out of Krita. Like, it's just like, he's used to the original format, and he can't switch out of it. You used to use Fire Alpaca with a trackpad. No. The trackpad. Agony. I feel that pain. For real, for real. Woof. My bad. Apologies. It said that CSPs like Paint, SAI, and Photoshop mashed together. I've actually never heard that, but that makes sense. Thank you. I love to install any brushes on CSP Brush Store. Oh no, everybody does that. That's like... I see, like, the main thing for me is, like, I got CSP in, like, a fairly early-ish stage. Well, not early stage, but, like, an earlier version of CSP. So, like, its current brush library is really nice, but when I first got it, its brush library was very, like, eh. So... I was like, oh, I don't really want to use CSP. I don't really like its brushes. And now I can just like transfer over my Photoshop brushes to CSP. So it's like, it's much, much nicer, much easier. I just have to finesse them a little bit more. Cause like Kyle brushes are just like my everything. Like I need Kyle brushes. Many being my first program I used Krita, fair. When I first got CSP, it was still called Manga Studio. Sheesh. I remember when it was called Manga Studio. But I still used Photoshop because I was like, nah, I don't need anything new. Got allergies too. Walk to a room and sneezing fit ensues. Oh yeah, don't worry. I know allergies. Do not worry. I swear every other day I say to my friends, like, sorry guys, I caught an allergy attack. CSPO's Manga Studio? Yeah. At least I think so. Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Makes me want to try digital art. Do it! There's so many free programs available. Yeah, guys, be respectful to the mods. Yeah, that's what I thought. Use Medibang. I'm trying to find a good textured brush similar to a pencil. I work best with traditional, so I'm just trying to incorporate that into my digital art. Here's the thing. I think Medibang's biggest flaw is its brushes. Medibang does not have a good brush library. You can't import anywhere from any external ones. So you're stuck with whichever ones Medibang has, and Medibang doesn't have a good array of, like, natural-looking brushes. They all, like, tend to not look great. So the closest you're gonna get is probably gonna be the G Pen, but there isn't really a pencil brush, per se, in Medibang. Their pencil does not look like a pencil at all. So, like, I don't think Medibang has a good array of brushes. Yeah, the main reason I dislike Medibang is because its brushes feel like I'm drawing with a stick in hand. Yes, yeah, 100%. Like a Medibang does not have a very natural feel to it. Like, it does feel like it does feel digital. Like, it feels artificial. So I far prefer how Photoshop and, like, CSP handle their brushes and whatnot. Greenhouse. One thing every artist should relate to, their art looks better when they're in math classes or if it's not a commission. I haven't had a math class since I was 16, so it's been 5 years. But yes, the reason why it looks better is because you enjoy it. It's super cheesy to say, but you can always tell when passion is put behind somebody's artwork. So, like, if you are working on something that you're genuinely really excited about, whether it's, like, personal work or, like, or just work that you're doing when you don't want to be doing something else, like, you're doing it because you love it rather than you have to do it, it will always look a lot better. Like, that's just how most things work. If you want to do it, it will look better. I might try out Photoshop eventually because I love digital painting, but it's hard to do in Medibang for me. Yeah, Photoshop and CSP are very good digital painters. Medibang is awful for painting. Like, I'm just gonna say it. When I would have to paint in Medibang, I would be like, oh, please let it not be a Medibang week when I knew I had to digital paint that week. Because it does not blend colors well. Like, it just doesn't look as good. It's not because of the boring classes. No, it's because you want to do something other than the boring classes. You decide to instead work on something that you actually enjoy. And in that case, it's drawing. Thumbnail looks like that one room the twirly-woos sleep in and flate in. The who? Is this in the night garden? Are we talking about the Tombley-boos? The Tombley-boos slept in a bush, didn't they? Who remembers In the Night Garden? Who is alive for In the Night Garden? She used the line tool? I use the line tool all the time. But in Photoshop, it's a little bit different. You can just hold shift to draw directly across. Who remembers In the Night Garden? Who remembers that fever dream of a children's show? Isometric space is... An isometric space is just a fixed... It's a fixed perspective. So, like, it will never change. I loved In the Night Garden. In the Night Garden was such a fever dream. Like, I remember liking it as a child, and my father, like, he was like, I don't know why you like this show. It was so weird. Like, the Ninky Nonk, that was what the train was called. What's it about? It was like these puppets. Speaking of riddles, okay, let me show you In the Night Garden. In the Night Garden. You might remember it. If you look at this, like, these are the Tombley-boos. Those are these guys, and they're like, they lived in a rock. They lived in a bush. Hang on, the Tombley-boos. These guys, and they lived in like a bush. Yeah, they lived in this thing. They lived in like a hedge, and the inside was like that. Like it was made of like the branches and stuff. And they laid out on the floor and slept that way. Yeah, like their little music stuff. Oh, look at Teletubbies. They do. My personal favorite was Makapaka. He lived in a cave and collected rocks and shot and made them shine with his little sponge and soap. Makapaka. And he would walk around and he's like, oh, it's like the British man, like speaker, like the voiceover. He'd be like, "Oh look, it's Maka Paka," and he would just come out of his, waddle out of his little cave and go like, "Maka Paka, Maka Paka," like he'd always say it like that. Like that's what he'd do. And then there was Iggledy Piggledy. He didn't speak. He just made like jiggling noise. Like he just made like jangling noises, like you're jangling your keys. Like that's what he sounded like. And then this was Upsy Daisy, and her hair would move. She'd get excited and her hair would spread out. She's like, "Upsy Daisy!" Like that's what she sounded like. Yeah, Maka Paka, yo, Maka Paka Pog. Iggledy Piggledy, yeah, because it's Iggledy Piggledy, and it was like Upsy Daisy. This is Demented Teletubbies. No, this was the good stuff, bro. This was good stuff. Oh, and then their train was called the Ninky Nonk. It is so weird. Upsy Daisy impression, because that's what she sounded like. That's what she sounded like, for real. If you just look up a clip, you can find it. My favorite was Maka Paka. I wanted to live in a cave and shine rocks all day. Like, I felt like that sounded great. It sounded like a good time. Is the sleep deprivation getting to me? Maka Paka Pog. Maka Paka supremacy, dude. Yeah, Maka Paka's the best. Maka Paka's where it's at, bro. Yo Gabba Gabba! My father used to love Yo Gabba Gabba. That was like whenever Yo Gabba Gabba came on, my dad like loved to watch that with me because it was ridiculous. My dad just really liked DJ Lance. There's a party in my tummy. No, for real, that was like my anthem as a child, bro. Yo Gabba Gabba went hard. It really did. It really did. That was a good show. There's a party in my tummy. Oh god. Yo Gabba Gabba, remember that only vaguely. It was good. It was a good time. Yo Gabba Gabba went hard. That was like peak. That was peak fiction. Gumby. Gumby was good too. I never actually watched Gumby. I just really liked Pokey, the horse. So like I never actually watched the show. I just knew of it. It was that was my dad's childhood show. It was Gumby and Pokey. Remember Yo Gabba Gabba MCR episode? No? MCR was on Yo Gabba Gabba? That's so funny. You had beef with them. How do you have beef with Yo Gabba Gabba? Things kids are into these days. Nar. A family member of mine had a dream there was a zombie apocalypse where the zombies were Yo Gabba Gabba characters. That actually sounds terrifying. I won't lie. Like, if I had a dream about that, I think I'd start crying. The Yo Gabba Gabba apocalypse sounds pretty rough. I won't lie. Oopsies. Oopsie daisy. The green one annoyed 7-year-old me somehow. Oh, the little creature? Yeah, no, I get that. I think the Cyclops was my least favorite one. I literally don't remember which one my favorite one was. Hang on. Yo Gabba Gabba. Yo, DJ Lance's real name was Lance? Real. Good for him. Oh, you know which one was my favorite? The wolf. Because I like dogs. So I was like, yo, there's a wolf. That's sick. I hate the Cyclops. The Cyclops makes me upset. So this was his last name. His first name was DJ. Please don't make demands of the mods, chat. Respect her as if she was me. The mods have free reign to time out and kick anybody they want, so if you're being annoying, they will stop you from talking. I like the yellow robot. That's a good choice. I also like the yellow robot. I don't remember any of their names. None of them. Does anybody, like, anybody want to Google them for me? I don't remember any of their names. I'm too lazy to Google it right now. I need to finish it. What's going on with the mods? Just people are being, like, stop making demands of the mods. We have every right to shut you up. Muno, Flufa, Roby, Tootie, Plex were all the character names. I remember Tootie. I remember that one. I remember I remember Plex. I don't remember any of the others. Muno's the Cyclops? Okay. Muno's the one I wouldn't remember. I was like single digits. I'm in my 20s. I don't remember. I grew up with PBS kids. True. Real. I grew up on a treehouse, so I got like a lot of. I also had PBS though. I love to watch like the Krat Brothers, the Wild Krats, but they're like live action one, like Zaboomafoo and stuff like that. Pen ink looks cool. Thank you. Yeah, this is a great brush. I got it off an external site. I got it off external creators. They're true grit texture. They're really great. I got their ink pack. Nat Geo kids rise up. Real! One math cyberspace thing. I forget the exact name. Nope. I know this one. I know this one. No! I know this one. I had a conversation with my friends about this one. It was the one where, like, they had, like, the female robot who would tell them to go places, right? Something like that? Cyber Chase. Was Cyber Chase? Is that what it was? I think that's it. Yeah, the Krat brothers are great, dude. Dora and Diego are my childhood. I grew up with Dora. My brother grew up with Diego. Cyber Chase. Yeah. Vibes. Yeah, no, I talked with a friend of mine recently about that one. CG looking showed aired on Disney Channel subbed in 2000 where like character was consumed by a pile of worms. No. I cannot say that I do. Cyber Chase is so good. It's absolutely amazing. I remember there's so many Flash games on the website. I play them all the time. I never watched Cyber Chase. I remember it, but I don't think I ever like was obsessed with it. I played the Cyber Chase web game for embarrassingly long. No, that's valid. That's valid of you. For me, the one that I think I played embarrassingly long was the, shoot, it was the Lego Atlantis online games. Because I really liked the Lego shows. Lego Atlantis was just, like, my everything. That one and Ninjago, I think I watched a lot. Cartoon Network? Is it there now? What other kids shows did I really liked? Roly Poly Oly, I think that's a Canadian thing. Stuart Little, I really liked. Oh, Ben 10? My boyfriend loves Ben 10. I guess it's well, I guess it is a kids show, but I'm thinking I should have thought like really kids shows, like really young kids shows. My Bucket Full of Dinosaurs. Anybody remember that one? Anybody remember My Bucket Full of Dinosaurs? I feel like nobody remembers that show. Personal grudge against Ninjago. Bought the DS game for 30 bucks, returned it the next day. They only gave me $5. Agony. Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs. Yeah. No, I loved that show. I loved it because I was like, I remember, if anybody knows, like, the jelly straws you can get, like, I remember, because, like, we always got them at the Chinese supermarket, and, like, I was like, I want my own bucket full of dinosaurs, so I, like, modeled dinosaurs out of, like, plasticine, and, like, I carried it around and put, like, little dinosaurs in it. I was like, this is my bucket full of dinosaurs. I loved Roly Poly Oly American. Oh, okay, so it is in America as well. I've only seen Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs and DVD trailers. It was so good. I just like the thought of having a bucket full of little dinosaurs. There was just something really entertaining about that idea to me. Learning about so many shows today. There was a show that I remember watching when I was younger, and I grew older, and I was like, I got older, and I was like, oh, this show did not age well. It was Chopsocky Chooks. I don't know if anybody remembers that show. That's another one that was kind of obscure, and I feel like nobody knows that one. But I feel like that aged, like, that show aged like milk. Like, I don't think, like, I think that show sucks now. Wonder Pets, so good. I love Wonder Pets. The phone is ringing. The phone is ringing. Jetix, it was rebranded to Disney XD. The channel had that Silver X-shaped character. Oh! Hang on. Disney XD. We had Disney XD. Jetix. Oh no, that's just a brand. Jetix is the entertainment brand. They had a bunch of... Oh, I remember some of these shows. Oh, they had Winx Club? Real. I never actually watched Winx Club. Is that a Hanna-Barbera? I don't think so. Hang on. No, it was a Cartoon Network show. Chopsocky Jessie, that show is so weird. Yeah, no, it's super weird. Super weird. But, like, it aged like milk. I feel like that show's aged like milk. Like, it seems like it would get, like, a bajillion Twitter threads on why it's problematic nowadays at this point. To be fair, deserved. I feel like that show was a bit odd, but, like, I don't know, man. That show just feels unnecessary. Come on, take my hand, let's all go to Dragon. I know that one. I don't know what the theme song sounded like, but I remember Dragon Tales. I do remember that one. Lazy Town? I actually never watched Lazy Town. I learned about Lazy Town when the... What's it called? When the We Are Number One memes started up, but I heard about it before that because of the Cookin' by the Book X Lil Jon like remix came out. That's how I learned about Lazy Town. Gotta do the cooking by the book. Dragon. Yeah. I don't remember the theme, but I remember watching and loving Dragon Tales. I think the two-headed one was my favorite. Caillou. I liked Caillou as a kid, and then I got older, and, like, I saw everybody explaining how Caillou was a brat, and I was like, no, he was a brat. You're right for that. Like, I didn't think he was a brat as a child, but, like, no, I'm older now. I see it. I get it. Discover your channel, your live. I really like your channel, your art. I love the way you explain stuff a lot. It helps me, and thank you very much. Of course! I'm glad I can be of some help, or we can be of some help. I'm glad the channel can help you in some way. Happy arting. Have fun. Have a good time. What time is it? Oh, 5:10. Okay, well, we've got plenty of time. They learned to throw tantrums from Caillou. Real. You said it all. Yeah. I mean, I gotta read out the message. Thank you so much for the $9.99 donation, Sue. Appreciate the dono. Bet Caillou is an iPad kid? Real. Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues was my everything, bro. We just got a letter. Blue's Clues was my everything, dog. I lived and breathed Blue's Clues. Art is so stressful for me because I know what I want the piece I'm doing to look like in the end, but I cannot put the steps together. That's just you gotta figure out how your programs work. Eventually you kind of get that. But it takes a while to get like what you want in your mind's eye anyway, so don't stress. You gotta get the bad pieces out of the way to get the good ones in. The Blue's Clues MNC? No, I don't. Oh, it's been too long, man. Alex Toth was a legend. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what that is. I mean, my apologies. I was not alive in the 60s. My parents, my parents were not born in the 60s. Well, I don't know if you'd count it. My father was like 1969. Thank you for the $4 or the $3.99, Kenny. Thank you for the $4.99 dono. Appreciate it. Watch Gravity Falls. Sick. You weren't? No, Oz, I was not. I'm sorry that we weren't all born in like 2012 like you, okay? Gravity Falls is my jam. Gravity Falls is really good. It still doesn't feel like Gravity Falls came out in like... What's it called? Because Gravity Falls came out in like its first episode aired in like 2012, wasn't it? Finished in like 2014. Like, it feels like it was like came out earlier than that, but I know it didn't. I was born yesterday. The previous century. No, that's all good, dude. I just feel bad because I can't relate. Thanks for popping in, my guy. I love seeing perspectives from different gens. It's good when we can communicate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Phineas and Ferb was like a show that I watched all the time. Here's the thing, is that Phineas and Ferb was just on all the time. I don't think I ever had an obsession with it. I think that like I just watched it all the time because it was what was on. It's kind of like how kids are with Teen Titans Go nowadays. It's like they don't, like, I've never seen a child who's obsessed with Teen Titans Go. It's just kind of on all the time. Oh, The Walking Dead when you were younger. No, that's real. My mom would watch Grey's Anatomy with me around when I was younger. Maybe that's why I have such a fascination with anatomy nowadays. Or just like doctor stuff in general. Like, I love surgeries. Like, I think that they're really fascinating. Wanna watch Gumball? Gumball's so good. Gumball's such a good show. Ooh, Cat in the Hat. No, you know what I grew up... Oh, shoot! You know what I grew up with? Something in the big comfy couch. Molly in the big comfy couch? Hang on. This is a Canadian thing. The big comfy couch. Yeah. Yeah, Molly and the big comfy couch. That's what I watched as a child. Hang on, I'm just looking at it right now. In the big comfy couch. Molly and the big comfy couch. Yeah. And that was what I watched as a child. That's a Canadian show. I remember watching it all the time. Any tips on capturing movement? Get your gesture in first. Move quickly, because if you try to capture your anatomy too strong, then it gets stiff. The dust bunnies. The dust bunnies! Yo, for real. I wanted a dust bunny so bad. Octonauts. Octonauts is a newer kids show. I do like Octonauts though. I like, of all the kids shows that I've watched my little cousins watch, I think I like Octonauts the most. But that's a newer one though. It shows off your age when you say what shows you grew up with. Oh, there was one. I remember so many of these shows for real. What's happening? We're talking about childhood shows. There's one show, I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. There was a little girl, and she would go on adventures with her big yellow monster. It was a big yellow monster, and it had red spots. I just remember that. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. Yes, I'm doing the greenhouse. It was this little girl, and she went on adventures with this big, it was like Maggie and Her Ferocious Beast. Is that it? Is that what it's called? Hang on. Yes, that's what it is. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I loved this show when I was a kid. Yeah. Oh man, that's quite the beast. Precious 5-year-old named Maggie conjures up an imaginary land where she and her favorite toys, Hamilton Hawks and a ferocious beast, can play and have adventures. He's large red spots and 3 horns on his head. Yeah. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Teletoon, Treehouse, Nickelodeon. Yeah, because I watched it on Treehouse for sure. Yeah. Yo, Pocoyo? Pocoyo was my life, bro. I lived for Pocoyo. I loved the duck. The duck was my favorite. I think, oh no, was there an elephant? There was an elephant on that show, wasn't there? If there was an elephant, guaranteed it was my favorite. Hang on. Yes, I loved the elephant. There's a pink elephant. I loved the elephant so much. Because I loved, as a child, like I still love elephants. Elephants were my favorite animal as a kid. So like I lived for that elephant. Ellie, yes, Pocoyo. Oh, apologies. I actually didn't watch Invader Zim. Invader Zim. I have a lot of friends who did. I never actually watched Invader Zim. It's like Invader Zim, Dexter's Laboratory, that kind of era. I actually never watched. Or like I didn't watch a lot of those cartoons. Mixels? Nope, don't know that one. Blues Brothers. That sounds familiar. Enter the Floribus? Nope. Dexter's Lab. Yeah, no, never watched Dexter's Lab. Gumby and Bump in the Night. Do you remember Gumby? Never. I've never heard of Bump in the Night. Powerpuff Girls, never watched. That was another one I didn't watch. Hang on, there was a show, I think it was a Canadian show. Spliced. My dad hated that one. He was like, why are you watching this? And I'm like, I don't know, I think it's funny. And I look back on it now, I'm like, nah, that show is not it. If I saw my child watching that, I think I'd cry. Eats your socks, lol. It sounds like my boyfriend's dog. Naughty was fun. Naughty? Oh man, that sounds familiar. Hang on. Oh, yep. I remember this one. I remember OG Naughty. Naughty in Toyland. Yeah. No, I remember this one for sure. I was like, that sounds so familiar. I don't remember a single thing about it, but I remember this character for sure. That name was really familiar too. Bobby's World? Nope. Never seen regular show? Me neither. Franklin the Turtle, so real. I definitely watched Franklin. I watched Franklin and read Franklin. Like, I loved the books when I was a kid. Word World, never heard of it. Bear in the Big Blue House. I love Bear in the Big Blue House. That was like that. Anyone who has seen like the final episode of Bear in the Big Blue House, they like change the main theme and sing it, so it's like it's so sad and so cute. I was like, I remember watching it like as an adult, and I was like. A reboot? Nope, don't know that one. Code Lyoko is a show that my friend really loves, and she was like, oh, it's so like my friend Fran. She's like, she loved that show when she was a child. I never watched it. I'd never heard of it until she brought it up. Chalk Zone? Nope. We talked about Yo Gabba Gabba earlier. Yeah. Dino Dan. I think my boyfriend really liked that show. Hang on. Dino Dan. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. Nope, I don't know this one. Uncertain. Anyone remember Art Attack? Never could get over Ikumbi's asymmetrical head, lol. Anyone remember Art Attack? I think that was a Canadian thing too. But like, I don't know, like... I loved Art Attack, so good. Peep in the Big Wild World sounds familiar, hang on. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, I loved this show. I love the big blue guy. Peep in the Big Wild World. I remember this now. I remember I liked the blue one, because he was just big and weird. Peep in the Big Wide World. Oof. Mr. Maker. Mr. Maker. That sounds familiar. Yes! Yes! I remember Mr. Maker. I remember the shapes. I was like, that name is so familiar. Yeah. Mr. Maker was like another version of Art Attack. Yeah, I remember this one. I remember seeing the shapes, and the shapes kind of spooked me, but I also liked them a lot. Magic School Bus, a classic. Cruising on down Main Street, I'm relaxing, feeling good. Bill Nye, Science Guy. I never actually watched the episodes naturally. I just always watched them in school. Paw Patrol's an earlier age. It's not I'm too old for Paw Patrol. When it first came out, I was already a late teenager. Zaboomafoo was my life. Zaboomafoo was my everything, for real. I actually lived for Zaboomafoo. Watching Bill Nye in school was the natural way. Real. Yeah, no, I never actually saw it on TV. Like, I always had, like, my teachers show it to me. I remember we watched, like, an hour-long special in high school, and that was, like... I remember, like, my whole class cheered when we watched Bill Nye the Science Guy. It was like, Bill Nye the Science Guy. And we were all like, Bill. It was vibes. To Hug Me, I'm Scared. I love that. I loved that series when I was a kid. Haven't seen Jessie this excited since drawing skulls. No, real. I'm living. This is a good conversation. We still do vibes. Oh no! That's agony. They def sold Bill Nye exclusively to teachers in a secret shop. Real. Yeah. Peppa Pig. I never actually watched Peppa Pig as a kid. I remember just watching the memes when I got older. Like, that's the only... I remember seeing, like, maybe an episode when I was younger, but I never actually watched it a lot. I watched a lot of Barney. I definitely watched Barney when I was a child. I watched, yeah, Blue Bear in the Big Blue House. I watched, Sesame Street. I like that a lot. Peppa's too new. No, Peppa's been around for a while. Harold and the Purple Crayon. Hang on, that sounds familiar. No. No. I don't think I watched this. I remember the book. I feel like I remember the book. I don't remember the... Yeah. I remember the book. I don't think I watched the show. Max and Ruby. So true. I hate that Max has a voice now. Like, Max has a voice, like a voice actor now. I feel like that ruins it. But I definitely remember watching Max and Ruby a lot. There was one episode that I really liked, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. Silent Showdown? Dunno. Super Y. Oh, yo. Okay, you just unlocked a memory. Alright, Super Y. I didn't watch Super Y. My brother did. So my brother was really into Super Y. To a point where, yeah, my brother loved Super Y. To a point where, like, he... every single thing we told him to do, he would reply with why. Like, he'd go like, why? Why do we do that? Why is this? Why that? Right? And he, and at one point my grandma was like, you always ask why to things. You're like Super Y. And that was my brother's nickname for like half a year, was Super Y. So I remember Super Y for that reason alone. To ride a big head. Yo, for real. Bro had a 5 head. Sugar and the Weird TV. Never heard of it. See, Courage the Cowardly Dog, I feel like would, because y'all know me. I love horror. I love scary stuff. When I was a kid, I hated horror. So, like, I feel like, I never watched it, but I feel like Courage would have scarred me for life if I watched it as a child. Because, like, I hated Halloween as a kid. Like, that's how much I hated horror and scary stuff. It's like, I refused to participate in Halloween and to the extent that everybody else did. So, like, somebody came to school, I remember, with, like, a Scream mask, and, like, I lost it. I had to go home early, because I hated that. Or I didn't go home early, but I wanted to. So, like, that was the extent I hated horror. And now it's like, I love horror. But, like, I would have not watched Courage. I didn't. I never watched Courage. But now I'm like, I really want to watch Courage. Look at my boyfriend to watch it with me. I really want to watch episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Kim Possible. I loved Kim Possible as a kid. 100%. I never watched The Proud Family, though. That's another one I think I should go back to watch. Because I heard that show rocked. Okay, fun fact about Scary Godmother. I watched that movie with my friends on Halloween this year. I'd never heard of it until they told me about it. And they're like, guys, we gotta watch Scary Godmother for Halloween. And I was like, okay. So we watched Scary Godmother. So yes, I have seen Scary Godmother at 21 years of age. I had never seen it before then. So I do remember Scary Godmother very, very, very clearly because I watched it recently. Yeah, I recommend Courage even as an adult. Yeah, no, I've seen clips and it looks awesome. Like, it seems so fun. Wow, whoopsie, no. Yes, I have seen the new Mandela catalog. I think it was okay. It wasn't my favorite one. Love Scary Godmother. It was pretty alright. I think, like, because I'm an adult, I was like, it's okay. I mean, I didn't have the rose-tinted glasses on. But it was fun entertainment. Bubble Guppies. Another thing, it's like I was too old for when Bubble Guppies first came out. Oh yeah, I also had Littlest Pet Shop toys, but that was before there was a show. There was never a show when I had LPS. Johnny Bravo? Nope, never watched it. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You is favorite part of the Scooby franchise? Valid. Yeah, Bubble Guppies was for my little siblings as well. Or no, my brother didn't watch Bubble Guppies. I think my brother was a little bit too old when Bubble Guppies first came out as well. For my little cousins, though, my little cousins loved Bubble Guppies. I colored on my LPS when I was younger. I did the same thing with my My Little Ponies. Which, by the way, OG My Little Ponies, not Friendship is Magic. I don't know Odd Squad. Hang on. Odd Squad. Nope, don't know this one. Oh yeah, it's 2014. No. I was way too old by the time that came out. Oh, dude! Leapfrogs! Bro, I loved Leapfrogs. I had one of the original ones. Or not the original ones, but I had one of the earlier ones. Like, really early ones. Hang on. Leapfrog. I had the Leapster. I had this one. This is the one that I had. This Leapfrog was the one that I had. It was this one. I remember specifically having this one. And I liked this one because I had this one. And I remember it being like, I had like a bunch of the cartridges, and one of them was like the one that was like, it taught me grammar and stuff. I still remember the conjunction song. It was a blues song. I remember it, or it was swing. It was like blues and swing. It was my favorite one. It was like conjunction, junction, what's that function? And it would be like, it would like connect like different parts of trains to show me what conjunctions were. And it was so good. It was like, conjunction, junction, what's that function? It was like, Schoolhouse Rock, is that what it was called? I don't remember. It was so good, though. Yeah. And I lived for that song. Like, I remember that one. But there was a specific one which was, like, draw with me, obviously. Like, I loved that one. And, like, I always liked drawing, like a little terrarium. And I would put, like, one of the animated ladybugs on it. And I would keep the ladybug there and just watch it. Because it was, like, my pet. I called it my pet. So it was like I had a pet ladybug, and that's why I loved it. I need to listen to those songs again and start just like cry, because like I need to hear what they sounded like again. I like Flapjack. Flapjack was another one I think I would have, like, I want to watch. It's in the same vein as Courage the Cowardly Dog. I feel like I'd like it now, not so much when I was a kid. Don't mind these, I just fix some of these. Flapjack was not my brand of weird. No, I feel like every single clip I've seen of Flapjack has made me want to watch it. Like, it feels like it would have been really fun, or it feels like it'd be fun. Clifford! I lived on Clifford! Clifford was everything. I loved the show and I loved the books. Clifford the Big Red Dog. Magic School Bus was everything, too. Love that show. Goated. Clifford the Big Red Dog. There was one that I remember very clearly that I loved as a child. It was like Clifford got into like a cookie jar, or like he got stuck in a cookie jar or something like that. That one I loved for some reason. Like that one was like my everything for some reason. Like very specifically that one. Star Trek Lower Decks. My dad loves Lower Decks. I think Lower Decks is cute. Camp Laszlo. That name is familiar. Oh, yes. I do remember this show. I was never obsessed with it, but I do remember it. If I added a small random ladybug, I actually might. Just as like an homage to old, younger me. Sailor Moon? No. I once again, I'm one of the few people alive who has not watched Sailor Moon. That's another one I should watch, though. I really do want to watch Sailor Moon. Because I love the aesthetic of it. Tom and Jerry? Not really. I did watch Looney Tunes when I was a kid, though. I think the one I watched the most was Roadrunner, but I didn't really watch... Owl House? Now we're getting into newer territory. No, I've actually never watched the Owl House either. Newer cartoons, you can almost bet that I haven't watched any. Because it's like, I just haven't had time. Like, it's almost a guarantee I have not watched it if it's newer. Like, almost a guarantee. The newest quote-unquote cartoon that I have watched recently is Gravity Falls. And that one ended ages ago. Ni hao kai lan! Ni hao kai lan. Yo, actually... Wait. I need to look at that again, because I remember loving Ni hao kai lan. Actually, my life. I loved her. I wanted to be her, dude. I love the tiger, too. My culture, bro. This is the closest I ever got to my culture, not gonna lie. Ni hao kai lan. That one and, oh, man. It was, the show with the Siamese cats. The show with the Siamese cats. I don't remember what it was called, but that one I also really loved, too. Never watched that Ed and Eddie, no. I do know it, though. Sagwa the Chinese Siamese Cat, something like that. Yeah, Backyardigans I loved. Yeah, Sagwa the Chinese Siamese Cat. Yes, yes! I loved this show when I was a child. Yeah, Backyardigans. My favorite was, Austin, because I really liked the kangaroo, and he didn't always show up. So I was like, I liked him a lot. Castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy there. Ahoy. Generator Rex. That name is familiar, too. I just keep on looking these up, like... Yes? No. No. Oh, yes. I had to see, like, the character with the fez. Yeah, and I was like, oh, no. Yes, I do remember this. I remember this very, very vaguely. Like, very, very vaguely. I remember Generator Rex. Jake Long the something dragon. Jake Long the... Yes, I know that one. Yeah, Jake Long American Dragon. Yes. I didn't watch that one very frequently, I don't think, but I remember liking it. Yeah, the dude with the glasses. Yeah, the goggles. See, I never watched Teen Titans. I like, same thing with Teen Titans Go. Didn't watch any of it. Also the Lucky Rabbit. Don't know that one. Yeah, we talked about Cyber Chase earlier. Pocoyo, we talked about that one earlier. Yep, my love of the pink elephant. I also watched Tupi and Binu. That was another one that I watched. The original, by the way, the one that was animated, not the... Or the one that was, like, 2D animated, not the current one with puppets. I mean, like, OG Tupi and Binu. Like, that stuff, like... Tupi and Binu felt like... Tupi was on something, I'm saying. That's what my what was on the what's gonna work teamwork? Wonder Pets. That's Wonder Pets. We talked about Wonder Pets earlier too. Yeah. I grew up on Wonder Pets. Wonder Pets was my everything, dude. Like the original Pokemon, real. I didn't, like, grow up. Like, I grew up with Pokemon, but I didn't start watching the anime until, Advanced Battle, I think is when I started watching. Yeah, I didn't start from, like, original Pokemon. I started from Advanced Battle. Danny Phantom? I didn't watch Danny Phantom. Ubi. Oh, that's familiar. Hang on. Ubi. Oh, no, I didn't watch Ubi. I know about Ubi because I googled it really recently. That's right. Elmo was a great show. Yeah. Elmo was really good about, like, about stuff like that. I know that there was an Elmo episode where, they introduced the concept of death. Like, that was apparently a really sad episode. Pinky Dinky Doo. Actually, that's familiar, too. Hang on. Yes! Yes, I do remember this show. Pinky Dinky Doo. I remember really wanting to get a cardboard box to live in. Yes. I remember not knowing what the heck that blue thing was. I remember Pinky Dinky Doo, though. I remember wanting hair like that, and then I got older and I did have pink hair for a while. Oops. Like, I've dyed my hair pink before. Recently, actually. I kind of want to... I need to dye my hair again. My hair is... My roots have grown back in. Sid the Science Kid, I remember that one very easily. I remember... Because, like, I got older and I watched some of it again. Like, I watched a clip from it again. They did a good job with the motion tracking on that one. It was kind of, like... It was a little Uncanny Valley, but, like, they did a pretty good job with it. What kind of plant this? I don't know. I wanted to draw a bush. A hanging one, yeah. Did I not watch Teen Titans Go? No. I think I saw one episode, and I was like, that's enough. Also, Teen Titans Go, again, it's another show where it's like I was too old to watch it. too old for me to get into it, I think. Like, obviously cartoons are for everybody, but I was like, it was on just, like, television stations at a point where, like, I didn't really watch on TV. Like, I didn't watch the TV much anymore. That is the plan. Did I miss the stream? No, we're still drawing. Sonic X was just if Dragon Ball was Sonic this time. I actually never watched any of the Sonic cartoons. I do remember getting the Mario show on DVD at one point. Off of, like, a book fair, like, or, like, a Scholastic order. If anybody remembers Scholastic, like, when you were able to just, like, get, like, these little, like, magazines for books and you could order off of Scholastic. Like, I remember seeing one that was like, oh, it's the Mario show, you can get it on DVD, and I was like, I begged my parents for it, and I got it. I remember watching it over and over. There was, like, 6 episodes on there, but I just remember loving them, because I'm like, oh my god, Mario! I've watched Adventure Time. I've watched the entire first season and, like, half of the second one. And my partner, he loves Adventure Time, so every time that I've watched it since then is because of him. Freaking love the Mario show, yeah. Cow and Chicken? Don't remember that one. Sanjay and Craig. Oh, that one's familiar. Hang on. Oh, no, this is a newer one. That's why I know it. Because I think I've just seen it, like, on the internet. No, I didn't watch this. Past my time. Watching the old Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid, yeah. I remember the first time I watched Wallace and Gromit, and it scared the crap out of me as a kid. I watched it when I got older, and I was like, this isn't scary. I was like scared of this. The Were-Rabbit movie. That's the one that scared me. There is something uncanny about Wallace and Gromit, though. So, like, I kind of get it. I get why I would have been scared why I would have been scared of it from it. Why I would have been scared of it as a child. There we go. English. Apologies. Oh, okay. Samurai Jack is one that I actually need to watch now. Because every single time that I see clips from Samurai Jack, it looks like it goes so hard. Because that was one I didn't watch as a kid, but I'm like, I feel like I need to watch it. Thank you. Save Wings of Fire. I read Wings of Fire, but I've told the story before. Like, I read Wings of Fire books like 1 to 5, and I thought that that's where it ended until a student told me that there's like 12, like more than 12 of them now. And I was like, what? How? How did they milk this series? Shaun the Sheep. I remember watching a couple episodes of Shaun the Sheep. How do I draw trees? Trees are like, you need to make them pretty random. I think the best way to draw trees is if you just like, just continue, like, if you make them too methodical and they don't look natural enough, so what I'd recommend is like putting like your pen in like your opposite hand and trying to draw from there. If you want like a natural shaky looking branch. Like in your non-dominant. The only one who doesn't really like World Wings of Fire Warriors. I never read Warrior Cats, so I cannot agree or disagree. I remember liking Wings of Fire a lot, though. But I was never a Warrior Cats kid. Do you think using high stabilization is bad? No, of course not. I think that, like, you shouldn't rely on it. I think you should be able to work without it. But working with high stabilization or high smoothing, whatever, man. It's a tool. Use it. I use high smoothing if I'm doing like very, very meticulous line work. I find that like it helps me move a bit faster nowadays. I never used to, but like, or it helps me move faster if I'm trying to work with really, really sharp lines. Lines like these, like you notice my stabilization's at 0 or my smoothing's at 0, because like I feel like I want a more rough kind of look, so I just turn off my stabilization altogether. But if you use it, so be it, man. It's whatever. I think it's good to learn to work without it, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it at all. It's my favorite type of pen. My favorite type of brush is the, or my favorite type of pen traditionally, or favorite type of like digital working pen, in which then I'd call it a brush. Consider the species of plant. Not all leaves are made equal. True. If you're drawing a tree from afar, though, you should not be drawing the leaves. You should just draw like a generalized shape. Like if you're drawing a tree from up close, for sure, focus on the leaves. But if you're drawing a tree like this, whatever. Like just go from far away. You should, however, pay attention to the volume of leaves, especially if you're thinking about like if it's a tree that would lose its leaves in the fall, or if it's a tree like an evergreen would obviously look different than like a birch, right? So like, think of it that way. But like if we're like, never draw just the individual leaves. Like I think that's a bit too much. Anyone? Okay. Because I like digitally, I really like most Kyle brushes. I use Kyle's Ultimate Pencil, his basic inker, and his Manga Edge the most, I think. I also use this rough inker. I don't remember the name of it because I changed the name of it, but like it came from a brush pack from True Grit Supply, which is really nice. And then traditionally, I really like working with, in terms of like dip ink, I love working with like an artist's like bulb. Like that's what I've always known it as, like a bulb nib. I also really like Tombow brush pens. Those are pretty nice. I also like Bic pens, just like standard like office pens are pretty nice. Yeah, let's not trauma dump in the chat. I didn't even realize what was going on. Let's not trauma dump in chat, please. Listen, I know we can get angry about fandom stuff, but like I don't want to have to read a Twitter feed on in my chat, okay? Yeah, let's stay chill. Let's not fight. Be as chill as this music, real. Oh, I need to update the description again. Okay, it's a Stevia Sphere music. I always forget to update it. Actually, let me do that right now. Just so I don't forget later. Because I know I can just update the description right now. Oh, it's already there. Excellent. Bless. What's my favorite name of plant? It's a good question. I like ivy. Oh, monstera. I love monsteras. Hyacinths are really cool. Black bat flower is awesome. I don't know what that is. Sounds sick though. Sounds like I'm in space. Yeah, I love vaporwave. There's a really cool vaporwave song that I really like. Shoot, it's called Dream something. Dream. Hang on. Oh no, I don't remember the name of it. Anyway. It's really good, just trust me. Oh, The Hungry Caterpillars, like, that book has won awards. I feel like if you don't know The Hungry Caterpillar, you just... No, The Hungry Caterpillar was a worldwide thing. I feel like everybody knows that book. If you don't, that's fine, but it was like, that book was like around everywhere. The Hungry Caterpillar. The Rainbow Fish was a book that I loved as a child too, yeah. Yes, I did play Skylanders. I didn't play the original one, like Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. I played Giants. That was what, because my brother got it, and we both got really into Giants. I still have Flashwing. I have Flashwing, and I have Sonic Boom, Whirlwind, and Cyrus, I think her name was. I have them all on my shelf right now, like the original Skylanders. I played Giants. That one I really, really liked, and like I finished it for my brother. And then my brother got Swap Force, and somehow every single one past Giants just got worse. I played a bit of Swap Force. I was like, I don't like this one, and then it just got worse. Like the graphics got worse, and the story wasn't as fun. Ninja Stealth Elf. Yeah. No, I loved, my favorite was, Whirlwind. I used her and Flashwing all the time. And then I started to use, I was upset that Flashwing you couldn't, like, upgrade Flashwing to be able to fly. I was really happy when I got Sonic Boom, because, like, I love Griffins. So I was like, her and Whirlwind were my everything at one point. Fully upgraded all of them, because, like, the ones with wings was like, I needed them to fly. Peter Rabbit? Yeah, Peter Rabbit's an original, like, children's book as well. Oh, it's 6! Hang on, give me a second. Okay, I'll finish this off stream. But alright, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me today. That is 6 o'clock. don't know too much about the channel, first time here, hey, welcome in. We are not just a YouTube channel, we are also an art studio, so if you'd like to check out the classes that we offer, be sure to check them out, wingcanvas.com. The winter, the fall courses are just about done, so we have like 2 more classes and then they're over, but winter will be coming back in January. So we will be seeing all of those classes pop in, so you can sign up for those when they come around. If you like this file you see in front of you, I will be finishing this and posting it on the Discord. !Discord, !socials. You'll be able to find the JPEG of this one and of the very tiny lesson on the Discord. They'll be up there. If you'd like my working files, though, you're going to have to become either a YouTube member or join the Patreon. You'll be able to check out the files that we offer over there. There's a working file once per month, and then early access videos, behind the scenes content, polls, exclusive voting stuff like that, all that fun jazz will be available over there. Next week, what are we doing next week? Well, this Sunday we're gonna be with, we are going to be with, Iggy. We're gonna be with Iggy. He's gonna be doing something with the same theme as the art submissions. So we're gonna be doing Frost and Fire, and then when we come back next week with me, we'll be doing our digital shading tips. So I'll be giving you guys some proper tutorial tips for digital shading, and I'll go over a couple different ones like cell shading and soft shading and stuff like that. But yes, thank you so much for joining, everyone. I'll see y'all next week. Au revoir. Bye bye.